Hey y'all, Rhonda here. Well, in my last video, the unboxing, I received this diamond press pop-up kit, and I was so stinking excited. I mean, I am like over the moon about this. I love these pop-up cards. I'll rip the side of it there. I did one with the flowers, and then I think there was a bunny one, but oh my gosh, what's your ears? Get rid of that. Okay. So, I mean, literally, when you open the card, the fireworks will pop out. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, so it comes with your dies. It comes with a cutting folder. Now, these dies will fit through any machine. So don't worry about that. And look at these. Oh my gosh, let's see. I've turned it around wrong. Upside down. Okay, so you see the fireworks. So those will be the part that pops up. Here's some add-ons. There's some shooting. There's congratulations, 4th of July, Happy New Year, God bless the USA, red, white, and boom. You da bomb. Oh, that's cute. Thank you, hip, hip, hooray, let's party. And then the little banner here that you can stamp in. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, well, I was thinking about this. So I start looking for some 4th of July paper. Out of the billions of pieces of paper I have, I mean billions, there is no 4th of July. Well, I found a little. I'm like, what the what? I mean, I have every occasion. I have everything you could ever imagine. But no 4th of July. I did find this and just a couple of sheets of this collection. It's authentic. It's an older one. And then just some red and blue cardstock, the real dark, to go with this. So I can't wait. I'm not going to run to the store and get more. So I'm going to use this. So let me put this to the side and show you what I was thinking. All right, so they always have great instructions. Here is a sample of the finished product. So you can make it plain, you know, like I said, that folds up. And then when you open it, this pops up. And then see where it has all the little extras you can add. So we're all about that, let me tell you. So great instructions. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking to do the fireworks part with vellum. What do you think? I'm so excited. You know, you cut your card base. We'll go through all the instructions. Cut out the different pieces. And this is a real simple piece to put together, let me tell you. So, I haven't decided what I'm going to do my base in. Let me get this out. Okay, so this is the Vintagey collection. This is called Liberty by Authentique. So these are beautiful. These are like almost like material. Anyway, all these are stickers. And then I have the blue and the red heavy cardstock. And then I have a couple of sheets here. And there's the back side of that one and the back side of that one. So I don't know which one I'm going to use. I'll probably use this for the front of the card. I don't know. We'll see when we get moving along, because you know how I kind of plan on something, end up changing. But I have to decide: am I going to use a red base or a blue base? Decisions. And then let's look at the instructions here. Let me show you. I did a little test to see what it would look like. So I did. That's heat embossed with glitter embossing powder. Is that not cool? Oh my gosh. And then, of course, you can't use just any vellum. It has to be heat-resistant vellum. Okay, so make sure, don't just grab your vellum and start, you know, heating it up, because you'll have a big, you know, melted mess. Make sure it's heat-resistant. Very, 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 very important. And then I had to go and pick out, I don't know if we're going to use them all, but all these are glitter embossing powders. Gorgeous. Look at those. I love the gold. So I have all those. All right, so we're going to have to cut our base. Okay, and then it says to cut the interlocking fireworks A. I need 2 of those. I'm going to need 2 of the B. Okay. And then here, there's the banner. And then this is a mechanism that's going to fold and then allow it to pop up. Okay. Because I'll probably do this mechanism, this part, this square part that's going to go around. I'll probably do that in a contrasting color. So if I do a blue card base, then I'll make this in red or vice versa. All right. And then here's some extras. And then put it all together and voila, fireworks. Okay, we're going to do it step by step. But I need to stamp everything in vellum. I mean, with my Versamark. I have my Versamark. So I'll stamp all of this with my Versamark and use my embossing powder and then heat it up. And I have to remember, because I boobed up last time, I think every time I make this card I do it. You know how we try to, when we stamp, you know, to save paper and get it close together? Well, we can't do that. Because even though this little part stamps out like that, when you cut it out with the die, we have this extra down here. So we have to spread it out enough for it to be able to cut all that out. I didn't do that last time. I mean, I stamped it and it all looked like this. And then I go to cut it out and there's no extra room. All right, well, let me start on it and I'll show you what I mean. And we'll do some heat embossing together. But let me get some of my pieces going and I'll be right back. Okay, well, I did this one. Hope you can see all the glitter shiny and everything. Okay, so we've got to have 2 of these, and then there's another one that we have to have 2 of. So I thought I would do the second one with you so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, so let's put this on our stamping platform. Whoops, just ripped that right up, didn't I? Well, get off there. All right. I'm going to really hold this in place. I'll put my magnets down, and then I have a piece of, it's stuck there. Okay, and then I also have a piece of painter's tape, purple tape, whatever you want to use. Okay, so what I was talking about on the die, oops, scoot you down here a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So you want to be sure and stamp it so you will have enough room to cut this out, because see this extra part here? Okay, so when you lay this on top and cut that out, you need room here. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing over here. We could make, where's me a pencil? Oh, I've got too many things going here. Where's my pencil? I guess it doesn't have to be a pencil, because we're going to cut it anyway and nobody's going to see it. Okay, so let's line this up pretty well so we can see right there. Okay, so we're going to line up the other one so we'll have plenty of room to cut that extra off, or extra out. Okay, so we're going to move this. And we want to lay it down pretty much where we want it, because it has ink on it from, move it down a little bit, from the last time we stamped. So we have plenty of room? Yep. Okay. All right, so let's pick this up. All right, I got that tape down so nothing's moving. Oh, the reason why I do a little extra there is because sometimes, especially with Versamark, it's a sticky ink that takes a long time to dry. So sometimes when you ink it up with your Versamark and then stamp it and you go to lift it off, it will stick to the paper and bring it with you, and it's going to move it a little bit. And sometimes you don't get it back in the exact same spot, and if, you know, if you need to stamp it again, then you're going to be off a little bit. So let's ink this up really well with our Versamark. And I have my little handy dandy tool here. You call it like a, not a hockey puck, but I think they call it a slammer, if I'm not mistaken, for air hockey. You know, when you play air hockey. That's basically what this is. All right, so I'm going to do it one more time because I want it really good. Make a good impression. And I did powder my paper with this so the static electricity won't attract more. This will keep all of the embossing powder exactly where it's supposed to be and not stuck to the paper, you know, other places, which it's kind of hard to get off. All right. I always like to let that soak in a second. And there we have our image. So I'm going to take these off. Take this off. Be careful not to smudge the ink. And I'm going to add a piece of paper underneath here. Oh, let me shut this because I don't want embossing powder on my stamp there. Okay, so it is, you can kind of see the shiny, okay, the clear sticky ink, and it's going to stay, you know, wet for a little while. All right, so we're going to glue these back to back, so you want them to look pretty much the same. They don't have to be because, you know, you're looking at it different directions, but I'm going to try to keep it basically the same. So I have this handy dandy little tool from Nuvo, a little spoon, looks like a little shovel on this end. All right, and this is for your powders. And I'm going to hit this with a little of the static powder. Okay. And what I did on this, and the reason I'm using this is because I want to use very little embossing powder, enough to cover it, but I'm going to throw this in the trash can because I'm mixing two different colors. Okay. So I did this a little bit in the middle. A little bit in the middle there. There. It's not, you know, precise. And then on these little streamers that go up. Like this. And I mean, embossing powder goes such a long way, so it's not a big deal that you're throwing some away. Okay. Now we're going to get our red. Make sure we got all this off. And we're going to add some red. Isn't that gorgeous? To the outsides. And like I said, this is just your imagination, so you could do any color combinations you wanted. Oop, that's kind of a big glob there. I'm thinking. Okay. And it's going to mix a little bit. Let me wipe my little tool off here. All right, let's see what we get. Tap from underneath. Make sure everything gets covered well. That's why I have the paper underneath. Okay, and that is a pretty color, the red and the gold. I mean, you could save it. Put it in one of those little jars. And I tap it from behind. And I tap it pretty good. Get most of that off. So, learning experience. See that spot right there? So I must have had some oil. Well, I mean, it's normal. You have oil on your fingers. But the powder, I guess maybe I missed a little spot or something. But see this little part right here? You can just wipe away. I get a little paintbrush. And there's a little bit where it's really faint. So I'm going to add a little more of this back. See if we can't get that covered really well. There we go. Much better. Okay, let me grab a paintbrush. A little tiny one here. Oh, let's see. I think I have one up here. Little tiny paintbrush. And then what you can do is just wipe away that extra embossing powder. A little bit there. Tap that off. And if you just happen to wipe some of that off where you stamped it, no big deal. Just put some more embossing powder on it because it's still sticky. It's still going to accept it. Oop, just like I did there. So put a little more on there. All right, let's see if we get rid of a little bit more of this here. A little bit more. Okay. So here it is, heat embossed, and this is not heated yet. Okay, you can see the difference. All right, let me get rid of this because if not, we have a chance of melting all of that. Make sure your lids are on. All right, now with glitter embossing powder, you want to heat from the bottom. A lot of embossing powders you want to heat from the bottom because if I just turn this on and started heating this, it's going to blow a lot of that glitter off because that glitter is so fine and light, it'll just blow it off. So let's heat from the bottom. I always turn my heat gun on for just a minute, let it start heating up, and then you hold it about the same distance as you would if you were on the top. Okay. And you don't want to go back and forth like this if you're drying your hair. You want to stay in one spot, and then as soon as you start seeing it change, then you move on. And with glitter, it is a little difficult to see, but if you get a lot of it already attached with the heat from the bottom, then if you're not sure, you can go back to the top, and then that way you can finish, make sure you have everything melted really well. But nothing flew off because it was already melting from the bottom. Okay. So now we have both of these heat embossed. Pretty cool. I think that's going to be gorgeous. And this is pretty heavy vellum, so it should stand up pretty well. And like I said, these are going to be glued together, so it's going to make it even stronger. All right. And then what we'll do, what I do with my die here, is we will align this up. We'll just cut it in half here. Make sure you leave enough room for these tabs. Okay, line it up really well, tape it, and then run it through your die cutting machine, whether it's a Big Shot, Big Kick, Vagabond, Marquee, Gemini, whatever, it will work. All right, we'll do this one, and then we'll do this one. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the rest of the stamps and color them just like this. I'll probably do this one. This is the other one we have to cut two of them out of. Okay, it's a little bit different than this one. I'll probably do that one in maybe gold and blue, or I don't know. We'll see when I get there. Okay, but I'm going to do the exact same process, and then all these little extras I'm also going to stamp and heat emboss. Okay, and then cut those out, and then we will come back and start putting everything together. Just gorgeous. All right, so I have all of these beautiful pieces cut out. Look at that. Oops. Hello. Remove this. Dies over here. And there's my pieces that are going to be glued back to back. Sparkly. Okay, now let's start pretty much from the beginning. All right. So they want you to cut card size. It's an A2 card, so it's going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you take your 8 1/2 by 11, cut it in half. Okay, so that's going to give you 4 1/2. No, yeah. It's going to give you 5 1/2 this way, and it's going to be 8 1/2 this way. So when you fold it in half, it'll be 4 1/4. There we go. Got it out. But I wanted to show you something. Let me move these out of the way. This is brand new from, my little pieces, from We Are Memory Keepers. And you think, okay, great. Another little scoring tool. Folds out for your measurements. Okay. Big deal. You have your little scoring. It's tight. Okay, there we go. Your little scoring device. But if you'll look at this, see the little notch in there? Looks a little bit different. Same notch on the other end. And this scoring board has, I mean, it's almost like a blade. I don't know if you can see how it sticks up. I mean, you could cut yourself on it if you pushed really hard and slid, but don't be doing that. All right. So, let me show you something. This is so cool. When we got these in the store, Shirley and I were both like, okay, great. Whatever. She says, well, let's get it out and try it and see what the big deal is. Oh my gosh. This makes the best score lines ever. I mean, ever. So if you do albums, things like that, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Okay, so we're going to score at 4 1/4. So we're going to line this up at 4 1/4. And then what you do is kind of, I guess, upside down. And there's a little notch right here. So you kind of put it in there and you press down. Oops. I got a little crazy there. And you score. Okay. Now with this, I don't know if you can see, but you know, normally you fold towards the bump. Okay. On this one, you don't. You fold away from the bump. Okay. This paper is really thick, probably too thick for the card. It's probably 110 pound, but it makes a beautiful, and we even used cheap paper. I mean, cheap paper. And it didn't mess it up at all, no matter how hard you press. But like I said, it has this little protruding blade there, if you will. And oh my gosh, this is so fabulous. Anyway, it's worth the money. Like I said, if you do a lot of albums and things where you need good crisp score lines. All right, let me put this out of the way. So we have our card base, and I did go ahead and cut a piece for the front of it. We'll decorate that in the middle, but this is going to be the front of it. Okay. All right, so let's open this up. Put this to the side. All right. So it says we're supposed to, let me get these little pieces out. Now, like I said, I haven't done this, so I'm hoping it works. All right, so I need 2 of these pieces. Get over there. And we need 2 of these. All right, and then we're going to actually glue them together, back to back. You're saying, I know, with a vellum, you're going to have the little zhuzh marks with the glue. Well, if you do it like I do it, you shouldn't. Okay. With this vellum, when you cut it out, where's my other little piece? It made little score marks right there and right there. Okay. In the vellum, it didn't do that, but because you're going to have to fold these in. Okay. But you see exactly where it is. So take your vellum and fold into the middle where that little notch is and crease really well. Or if you have a bone folder, okay? Because these are not going to be glued together when you glue these 2 pieces together. Okay? So you want them to look like that. You do it on this one. I hope this looks cool. Because, you know, sometimes when I have it in my head and I think it's going to be really cool, and it comes out and it's not really cool. Okay. So now we have 2 pieces that look just like this, and we're going to glue them back to back, and you do not want to glue these tabs. Okay. So what I was going to show you, let me lay this down. So with your glue, if you're using wet glue, you can use score tape, but it'll be kind of hard to get around the edges, and you really want the edges sealed up. So if you take your glue and you do your little zhuzh, or do your little, you know, around the edges, you will have little marks that will be able to be seen. So what I did was, I went ahead and did this. And down here. And like this. And then you take the special tool, your finger, and you smooth it out. Okay. So get it out to the edges. You could use a glue stick. I really haven't found one that I really, really like. I know Pam at the Paper Outpost, she swears by the Scotch brand. And what you're going to do is just line this up. She swears by the Scotch brand glue stick. I haven't tried it yet, but she uses it all the time. So I really need to give that a whirl. Make sure I didn't glue the good sides together. So you're going back to back. Come on, it's good over there. Okay, and if you didn't get enough, just add some more, smoosh it out, close it up. Like I said, this vellum is a little different than just your paper. And if you need to put it on something, or put something on it to flatten it out. I didn't get the edges very well, did I? To keep it flat while it's drying, then do that. Okay, so see, you don't see any glue schmuzzers. Oh, let me get this little area. I didn't do very well on these corners, did I? Well, that's just, you know, you live and learn. Okay, so this is what you have. So front and back. I can't talk. And then this is, see how what your bottom looks like? All right, so we're going to do the same thing to this one. We're going to glue back to back. Let's see if I can get a little better on this. Maybe add a little more. Like I said, you don't want to do those tabs. This is serious business. I'm concentrating. So like I said, a glue stick would be perfect if you have one that works really well. But this also gives it some stability. Okay, let's see if we got it yet. And yes, it's trying to curl a little bit because the glue has water in it. I didn't put water in it, it just made that way. And there we go. Looky there. Okay, let's get a little bit more up here. So see, when you smear it out, you don't see all the little glue marks in there. Plus, this will dry clear. All right, so we have our two main pieces together. Oh, I sure hope this works out. All right. So let's see here. We need, okay. Let's get our next two pieces. And, oh, and I didn't finish stamping that. Okay, I did the 4th of July, but I didn't do the little outline. Let's do that real fast. See if I can get it without, okay, what do I do with my block here? I have so much stuff going on here. It is crazy. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, so we have our little piece cut out here, and then it says the 4th of July, but I forgot to do the little outline. Let's put this, oops, I'm curling up here a little bit. Smush that out some. All right. All right, let's ink this up real quick. This is just Hero Arts Intense Black. something I had handy here. And let's see if we can get it on here halfway straight. And she's down. Let's see what she looks like. I always like to hold it for just, a few seconds, just so the ink can get on there. Oh, looky there. Good job, Rhonda. All right, let that dry. All right, like I said, these are wanting to curl a little bit. I mean, and they'll straighten out. But if you wanted to put a little book or something on them to keep them flat as they dry, you can do that. Just turn that one over. Okay, so we need these little pieces here. Okay, it says fold front side to front side along the scored lines and pop up banner B as shown. Okay, so we're doing this part right here. And this is, like I said, the actual mechanism that's going to make it stand up. Okay. Okay, so this is our mechanism that's going to pop up. We have our little banner here and our banner here that's going to go on the front. So let's go ahead and apply this. Love this Nuvo glue. Okay, let's line this up. Should go right on top. There. Okay. Looks good. Okay, that's what that's going to look like. If you want to fold it just a little bit while the glue is still wet. Make sure everything's lined up. Give it a good pinch or score. Okay, so this is what we have. Then we have our little banner piece here. And it's score when you cut it out, got glue everywhere. It has a score mark here, here, and here. So you're going to fold these in. Okay. And this is the back side. This is the back side. This is folded forward. And that's going to be glued right here together. Okay, see how that matches up? All right, so I'm going to turn it over. Add a little glue here. Let me see, make sure. Okay. So that side to that side. Okay. Make sure we have that even. Yeah, with these you want to get things as even as possible. So let me hold that for just a minute. Okay, I think that's set up good enough. That's what it's going to look like. Okay. Straighten this out a little bit. So we're working on the back side. So now we get to take these little critters, and you'll see that one is open in the middle, and then this one has a little notch. So you're just going to slide it into each other. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Okay. We're going to go ahead and lay it flat. You have all these little tabs here. Okay, straighten those out. Okay, so you'll have 4 little areas here. Like so. We're going to put glue on all 4 areas, and then this is going to go down from right here to right here, with the middle being right there on that crease where we glued it together. Okay. Let me see if I can get these straight. All right, and it doesn't matter which side because they're the same. So glue, 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 glue. Okay. We're going to glue these down. Come on. It's going to go up towards the top from that score mark to that score mark, with the crease being in the middle. Okay. All right. Let's hold that for just a minute. That takes a minute, especially with this vellum. All right. Then we're going to put glue, so you end up here with 4 more little squares. Okay, we're going to put glue on all 4 of those. And then we're going to fold this over and this. And then you see how that folds back? And those will meet up. Okay? All right, so let's do the glue here. And glue here, and here, and here. And glue right here on the end. Okay, so this is going to fold over. Like I said, it should come right there in the middle. This one's going to fold over, and that should meet up with that one. Hold everything down and hope for the best. Okay, let me hold this for just a second. Okie doke. I think we're all dry. Okay. And ta-da! Is that not cool? I'm loving it. Okay, so let's put our card together. All right, where's my instructions here? So I've got everything glued. Let's see. All right, if we want to do the extras, which are these little bitty pieces here. Okay. We can do these now. Fold these in half. Give them a good squeeze. And then we can put glue on them and then add them to the little corners here. And then there. So each little corner can have one. So I say, yeah, let's do it to it. Okay, those little suckers, they didn't want to stick. I had to hold them down and re-glue them a couple of times, but we got it done. All right, so let's start putting this card together. And I had picked out this paper, and then I went back and forth. You know how I do. I'm going to add this, and then I'm going to use 1 or 2 stickers from this. Okay? And on the inside, before we glue down the pop-up mechanism, I want to glue down these little panels first. Okay? And I think I am going to go ahead and ink them up a little bit, since the stickers I'm using is a little on the vintage side. Plus it'll just give it a little depth. Let's do that really quick. Do this one just a little bit. This is really, it turned out really nice, I think. I'm really pleased with it. Okay, so let's go ahead. And yes, this is, I didn't trim that off. I went ahead and cut it, and when I put these on, you're not going to be able to see it. So, little boob up there, but hey, nobody will know, so don't tell anybody. Make sure they're, okay. Let's get the glue out. And put a little bit on here. If you hear that noise, it's the trash truck going by. Oop, get a little wild there. Wild thing. All right. That looks pretty good. And let's do this other one. And with the different sentiments this comes with, I mean, you can use this for any kind of celebration. So, I mean, graduation, baby shower, I don't know. Anything. Birthday. Come on. Don't do it. Oh, is it down? Oh, well, it's okay. And a little bit more border there, but it's okay. It's a handmade card, right? All right, let's go ahead and do the front. And we'll do the same thing to this. Fix it just a little bit. glue this down. I know if you're new to my channel, I always say creating for me is like getting dressed for an occasion. You have your little black skirt or your black slacks, and then you have to pick out your blouse, and then your jewelry and your shoes and purse, and then sometimes you're just not feeling it, so you have to change your blouse, so then you have to change everything else. I've been known to do that. So I have good intentions. I just start, you know, sometimes things just don't come together. Or I just, you know, I like something a little different. Get that lined up there. All right. Okay. Excuse me. It's a beautiful day, and so everything's budding, and I'm sneezing. Okay, so do we want to put that down? Do we want to pop it up? And then I was thinking, let's stick that right there. This little banner to add a little interest. So what if we did a little something like this and something like that? Yeah, just go for it, right? Just do it. And we could put a little twine or something, little twine bow there. Okay, like that. There's that. Okay, then in the instructions, we're going to fold this flat. Okay, so we have this little V right here. We're going to put adhesive on both sides, and then we are going to line this up, and we want it to, you know, make sure it's going to fit inside the card. Okay. We could do, if you want it up a little bit, so you'll have room to put a sentiment, you can put it down in the middle a little bit more, however you want to do it. All right. So let's glue this really well. Okay. Then make sure we have this part facing front. That's what we're going to see when we open it up. Put that down. Shut that. There goes a school bus. That's the squeaking you hear. Okay, hold this down for just a second. And like I said, you can use score tape. You know, that'll be a little faster. And I mean, does it hold as well? Some people say yes, some people say no. I use a ton of it when I make albums. So, you know, I've never had any problems with it. All right, let's see if we did it. It's probably not quite dry yet. Nope. But yay. It's got to dry a little bit more. But that's what it looks like. I'm so excited. Yeah. That will, as soon as that dries, good there. Is that not cool? Yes, please. And I love the vellum.